Look at that. It is. There you go. Okay, let's see. Hi, welcome to my garage. It was just a couple of weeks ago that I shot my last video, metal detecting on that beautiful day downtown Klamath Falls. As it turns out, that was the only day like that. We've had various types of weather, snow, between yesterday and today, massive snow and wind, and so we're not going outside again for a while. So I thought I'd take a little time and show you some of the things I have been doing inside here in my garage. I've got a little setup. I've got this machine, you may have seen it before, that is an all-in-one type of woodworking machine, and it's like it can be a drill press, it can be a table saw. It's called a shopsmith, if you're familiar with that name. It's been around for a long time. It's variable speed. What's nice about it is the drill press part, the drill press function, it can be laid down or stood up, and I use it both ways. When it's stood up, I can make a flat lap, and when it's laying down, I can do various types of grinding and use diamond pads. So I thought I'd show you a little bit what I have been experimenting with. Here are some stones. My first attempt at doing a more detailed pre-grind, which I'll show you here how I do it in just a minute. These I actually cut on my tile saw close and then ground them to shape. So I have, like, I can make teardrops, I can cut various types of ovals. Here's a really pretty little oval, and using the different stones, these are ready for the final step of polish. I just had to order some polish in. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you guys kind of what I'm doing. Here's a little piece of moss agate that's cut into a round. I was trying to make a little bit larger ones because I wanted to experiment with making leather cuffs with inset stones. I'll let you know how that goes later on, show you some steps. My next batch that I'm working on now, while these are tumbling, I'm taking these stones that we found, and I didn't film this, but we were on vacation and we were heading towards the Oregon-Idaho border, towards Nampa. Our final destination over there was to see some family. And as we were in Burns, we stayed in Burns, and we did a little bit of exploring around there. But anyway, we stopped at this little place called North Bead Reservoir. Why? I don't know why it's called North Bead Reservoir, because there's no reservoir there. It was one of those little, you better not blink, watch for the mile marker, and don't miss it. Well, we missed it, but we knew where it was supposed to be, so we turned around, and as we came back, we found it, and sure enough, it's a little road. You pull off about a quarter of a mile in, there's a fence, and you've got to pull the gate back from the fence, the barbed wire gate, and then tie it back up. And we went in probably about a mile and a half, and it was rough. We had to go through some creek bed and different things, but August is a great time to do that. High centered a little bit once, but just for a moment, so we kept the momentum going. But anyway, we ended up picking up about 40 pounds, various types of agate and agate nodules. And because they were small, I don't have the opportunity to cut large slabs and cut shapes out. So for this round, I'm taking and I'm rounding off a front side to make a cab and leaving the back side pretty much flat, just tipping it off a little bit on the edges. And not exactly sure how this is going to work, but I thought it'd be fun to take you through the process. I wanted to leave some of the rough on the outside and yet take the more unsightly parts out. So I'll show you show you an example of that. Let me get you turned and set up. All right, so you might think this is a bit of a jury rig thing, but here it is. It's like the drill press part here, and I've got that hooked to it. And just like I said, it's a fairly coarse diamond wheel, and I have it a water feed that comes from a bucket that has a little aquarium pump in it. I think it was a $5 aquarium pump, and I can adjust the water flow with a little $1.25 valve that I got from a hardware store and get a nice drip. And I set it on a fairly slow speed. This is how I would do it. Alright, there you go. So this is kind of one of those things where you can just follow what you think looks good to you. I wanted to keep it the natural shape, carve off some of the bad parts. There was a little bit of a divot split here, and so I utilized that to make more of a point, because I thought if I hung it about like there, you know, a wire wrap, it's got a natural shape but a little more pleasing, at least to my eyes. And since I'm the artist, not really an artist, but since that's what looks good to me, that's what I can do. Here's a real pretty one that has a very rough exterior, but it's got a really pleasing almost Christmas tree appeal. So I don't want to change it too much. I just want to utilize the best side and see where I can see pattern coming through. If I carve on this side, it works for there, but it doesn't work for here. So I think I'll just round that a little bit, and I'll carve in some curve to this side and make sure I don't have any major lines. So that's one of the things you can fix. So if you can see that, there's a little area there that the saw didn't catch, so I'll make sure that's level for the back, and I'll do the same for the front. Yeah, there's a couple lines there too. So let's do that one. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So by rounding off the front of this natural cab, I was able to reveal a little more of the agate portion. Here, just rinse it off a little bit here. And open it up, and yet still left these pockets of rough, which will smooth out a little bit, but they'll still remain there. And so you still have the natural look. And here again, I was able to keep that sort of tall triangular shape, which to me looks like it'll hang really nice like that, with either a loop going through it if I drill it, or in a wire wrap or something like that.